Okay, last day of the season today then, because it's all athletic, been a successful season on the whole. What were your particular highlights of this campaign?
As a few, the obvious, Milton Keynes was great, but I like Oxford away was fantastic. It was the first day, obviously, the first time that we jumped them in the pyramid, which is great. It got a lot of exposure as well. But the performance that day was really, really good, and we obviously our bogey ground, Oxford, isn't it? But to go there, the Darius Charles goal will always kind of stick with me. Just before half time, it was that point. You think at 3-0 at half time, I think it was 3-0 at half time, and I just think probably that was one of the best performances that day, especially that first half from a Wimbledon side that I've seen ever.
So Player of the Year awards are being done and stuff like that. Who's your Player of the Year?
I voted for Tom Elliott as Player of the Year and Will Nightingale as the young Player of the Year. Perhaps the Will vote is out of necessity, really. I was hoping to vote for Alfie Egan, but I think whatever it is, 198 minutes, I can't really justify voting for him.
Tom Elliott has been, certainly the most improved player this year, Tom Elliott. I mean, all you got to say is you've got to look at the last month of the season where we've not had him. We've fallen to pieces, really. He is our most important player, and I think for me, he's Player of the Year. Yeah, I think so.
So obviously, I know you will be biased, but apart from Darius, who's been your Player of the Season?
James Shea. I'm feeling him. I think he's brilliant. Yeah.
Since your attorney, Charlton game was his first game, wasn't it? So you think he's played really well this season?
I think he's been very consistent. I think he works very hard and makes very few mistakes. And I think he's a very good goalie. And I'd like to see him get Player of the Season. So, and I know I shouldn't say that because I should be saying Darius, but I genuinely believe that. So.
The Curzon Ashton game comeback was sort of led a lot by Tom Elliott, who's been one of our standout performers this season. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Would he be one of your picks for Player of the Year? And if not him, who else might be in contention?
He was my pick for Player of the Year, actually, so I did vote for him. Jake Reeves, I think he's been pretty consistent most of the season. But just for me, Tom was the difference at the start of the season when we had that tricky start.
A point at home to Rochdale last weekend secured Oldham status in Sky Bet League One going into the final day of the season. This afternoon they travel to a Wimbledon side whose form has tailed off in recent weeks. Wimbledon without a win in 5, they sit 15th in the table, Oldham 4 points and 2 places below today's opponents. Good atmosphere inside this ground on the final day of the regular season. Supporters certainly making their voices heard. Just emerging with the ball in a good position. Shot flashes wide and into the crowds. It's an early warning sign for Oldham Athletic. The home side have started very positively. It's Bartsham. Nancy Bartsham going on the outside, just standing up across into a good location. Effort on goal, fizzes through a crowd of bodies. And the strike from Jake Reeves goes just wide. Lost 3-0 away to Bradford last weekend, 15th in the table coming into this fixture. Bartsham, it's been lively so far as Andy Bartsham. Beats 1 and 2. Still it's Bartsham. Bartsham goes alone. Fantastic clearance off the line. Still it's scrappy inside the area. What a goal that would have been. Superb passage of individualism from Andy Bartsham. Wimbledon now will look to break with pace as well. Jake Reeves spreads the play to Lyle Taylor. Taylor digs the ball into the penalty area, goes all the way to the back post. Back in it goes. Once again there's a scramble inside the box. It's a little bit chaotic back there. Still the danger hasn't passed. Back in it goes again and off the post and somehow away to safety. Well, pinball inside the area. Croft gives the signal. He's back into a very good area. And how did that stay out? It's been a good spectacle despite the lack of goals in the game. Here's Reeves, cleverly done by Reeves. Inside the penalty area now. Goalkeeper makes the save and hoists it away to safety, at least partially so. Another effort on goal. The crossbar and clears the stands. End of season games can lack tempo slightly, but both sides have played some committed football in the match so far. It's a very good ball. Goalkeeper will have to be alert and misjudges the situation. Across the face of goal. And Pugh was throwing his body in there, but Wimbledon survive. Taylor. Back to Lyle Taylor. Taylor launches the ball into the area. Jake Reeves. Reeves lines up a shot on goal, deflection. And for a corner kick. Wimbledon searching for what at this late stage could well be the winning goal, and they've got a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Now Taylor makes favourite to take it. Taylor does take it and extracts a very strong right paw from Connor Ripley. Full-time whistle goes. And it's a goalless draw on the final day of the season, but an entertaining goalless draw in front of the home supporters. No chances that either side could just find the crucial breakthrough. Both Wimbledon and Oldham will be playing in Sky Bet League 1, of course, next season, full-time on the final day of the season. Wimbledon 0, Oldham 0.
So, Bezo, end of the season, what's been your highlights this season?
Obviously staying up, hitting the point tally that we wanted, and obviously we've all spoke about it, beating the people down the road. So it's been a great season. I think you can see from the turnout we've had today with the supporters and that. So yeah, that'll be my highlight.
So you do a lot of work behind the scenes in terms of goalkeeping and stuff like that. You've had some really good successes with goalkeepers coming through the academy and stuff. What's been your highlights in goalkeeping? Because obviously it's quite a specialised position, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've been pleased with all the goalkeepers. There's been a big improvement in them all. Obviously my young one, Joe Bursey, getting picked for England, so that was a proud moment. And obviously a special mention to Mako, who's come in the team, and obviously James Shea. So yeah, delighted.
So what's your plans now, close season? Do you guys now go and plan for next season, or is it holiday?
Well, planning for next season's already started a while ago. Yeah, we do that, but also we need to recharge, we need to recoup, we need to freshen ourselves up and spend a bit of time with our families. But we'll all be getting in touch with each other on that. So yeah, it's a question of recharging the battery, coming in again, and getting ready for next season.
Coxie, what about you? So golf over the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, looking forward to playing a bit of golf, a little bit of time off, and spending a bit of time with the family. Been a really good season, a long season with only a short break, and I just got to give a lot of recognition to especially Bezo and the staff. Reeves, who don't get much, Bass don't get a lot of mentions, and the gaffer's done really well to stay in this league this year. Has been a massive bonus. People don't realise that, but our aim was to stay in this division and try and kick on after that, and I think we've done magnificent to the points tally we've got, and we're looking forward to next season, but the breaks come really, really well for us.
So as a management team, obviously you work closely together. How is it mad working with this guy?
And me personally, I think Bezo's got to take a lot of credit. He not only the goalkeepers we've had, he doesn't only deal with them, he does deals with the players, the backroom staff and the defenders, but he's good round the place. His character's fantastic, and I think the supporters have really took up to him. So has the people in the staff, and when we're down on a Monday morning, when we came in, I think he's been absolutely superb, and me and him have become good mates. We've lived together for a long time, and I think I've got to give him a lot of credit, which he needs and deserves, and yeah, we're looking forward to working together next year.
So highlights for this season just gone. What's your highlights in terms of?
I think my highlights, obviously we mentioned the people down the road, which was a massive game for us, but we look at the time when we got to Scunthorpe and Bolton, where we needed some results, and we took some serious results of big teams, and that was the main part of this season for us to stay in this league. At the beginning of the season, we all wanted to stay in this league, but there was the major time in this league, and I think there was a major time in the season when we went away to Scunthorpe and won, went away to Bolton and got a result, and I thought that was the best time of the season for me personally.
So Bezo, next season looks like it could be an even tougher season with the teams coming down and stuff like that. You looking forward to a challenge next season?
Yeah, very much so. We're looking forward to shaking up a little bit. Like you say, there's a lot of teams coming up, coming down. It's going to be a tough league, and we'll look forward to the challenge ahead.
It's been a great season, guys. Have a great summer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, fellas.
Yes. Me personally, I would like to see Nottingham Forest, because obviously we go up north, and Blackburn have been absolutely fantastic to us. They let us train their training ground. They show us around their place. They let us see, and it's a fantastic for them to help us out as a football club. But they only help us out because we're Wimbledon, and they see the true spirit of this football club's up. But they'll really see that.
Who's the answer, Blackburn or not?
I think personally, Birmingham. I play for Aston Villa, so I'd love to see Birmingham play in my league.
Oh, it's put me right on the spot then. Who do you want me to see come down? Obviously, I don't want to see anyone come down. I'd like to go Lincolnshire boys, so nearest to Lincolnshire, probably I'll go for Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.
So we're here again with Matt and Hannah following the goalless draw with Oldham. What is that now? 6 goalless draw, or 6 games without a goal anyway for us now. Getting a little bit bored of this, to be honest with you. Wasn't a bad performance today though. Hannah, who was the standout player for you today?
I think that Barsham had a good game and he put a lot of nice crosses in. I mean, I think I looked at BBC afterwards and it was 19 shots we had on shots, 9 on target. Which for me, it was like frustrating that nothing happened, nothing came of them. But he had a few good attempts. So did Reeves. Reeves always puts in a decent. He always has a good work rate and a decent effort. So Reeves and Bartram for me.
And Matt, we talked about last week Neil Lardy saying he wasn't too happy with his players after the 3-0 defeat at Bradford. As Hannah said there, 19 shots today. Just see whatever we tried, we couldn't score. So coming off the pitch today, you imagine that Neil's going to be a lot happier with the squad for the shift they put in today?
Yeah, big time. We showed a lot more fight, a lot more character. I still can't understand how the ball didn't go in the back of the net, especially in the first half where we managed to hit the post and it was saved off the line twice. I couldn't believe it. We did everything but put the ball in the back of the net. So they should be proud of the performance. It was good, and it's been a good season. So,
dare we mention some of the substitutions that took place and some players that perhaps were saying their farewells to us today? We had Danny Bourman going off. Do you think that might be it for Danny Bourman now?
Looks like it, yeah.
What would you say though for someone like Danny that's leaving, for what he brought to us in his time here?
I think he was a solid player. Didn't do much wrong. He brought some experience for the younger players.
And Matt, of course, Dom Polion as well, perhaps.
I suppose for Dom it would depend on whether he's on a 2-year contract or not. But I think he's probably done enough. I think there's still some questions over his application, but I think he's a great player. I think he should be here next season. And the same with Dean Parrott. I think when Bully came off, it's sort of unspoken, but a lot of people around me started to get up and applaud. And the round of applause that he got as he came off the field, I've not normally seen that when it's not a player leaving. But I hope not. I love Bully, so I hope he stays.
So, end of the game, following the 0-0 draw. As we always tend to do a nice lap of honour for the players, the squad going round. Seemed to be quite a high number of fans that were stayed behind for it today. In seasons past, it's maybe been a little bit emptier. I think that's a reflection of what has been, in the end, ignoring the run of goalless games, a successful season for us.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we had a really good, it's been a bit of a drab end to the season, and it's a worry about then going into the next season whether that affects anything. I'm not sure. But we've been solid, I think. Missing Tom Elliott, it's quite obvious. But I think we've built a reasonably good foundation in League One, and hopefully can secure build on that next season.
What are your thoughts?
I said at the start of the season, anything other than relegation, I thought was a massive positive, and they should be utterly proud of what they've done. We were safe before this little blips happened, so to actually do that on the budget that we're on and the size of the club is unbelievable. The biggest challenge is now going to be to do the same thing next season, because there are a lot of big clubs coming up and there are a lot of big clubs potentially coming down.
That was going to be my point to you, Stu, was a successful season staying up in the league. Now, normally you look to build on the previous season when you go into the next season. Next season, are we looking to improve on this mid-table finish, or are we realistically thinking, let's go again, let's just make sure we hold our place in the division?
Yeah, I think we've got to be honest with you. In terms of coming down from the Championship, if you look at Wigan and Rotherham coming down, I think Rotherham will have a healthy budget. Wigan always seems to do well, they're a bit of a yo-yo club. If a Blackburn or Nottingham Forest come down, realistically, if a Blackburn come down, it could be with the Indian owners and stuff like that, are they going to invest? Or could they be a commentary case or stuff like that? I think it worries me what comes up from League Two in terms of Plymouth, Pompey,
Luton.
Yeah, if Luton come in, they're going to spend, aren't they? So I actually fancy Exeter for the playoffs, but I'm not too sure if that's my heart or my head saying that. But I think consolidation. I think we were saying it before, weren't we? Realistically, when we looked at the fixtures at the beginning of the season, we felt Oldham could be a 6-pointer, it could be literally winner takes all, staying up. So to be a game where you and I and us could enjoy the game and actually have a laugh about us missing lots of chances says a lot that we're safe by now. But I think it's a tough season next year, and budget-wise and stuff like that, we need to see if we can improve that. But it's going to be a tough season next year.
Lots of highlights from this season though, just gone. Guys, probably avoiding talking about a certain game against Milton Keynes, which we'll take as a bit of a given. Any other highlights from this season for you?
I enjoyed coming down here to watch the Curzon Ashton game on the telly. That was fun. And I went to the Charlton away game.
The best away game of the season, Stu?
Probably.
Would you say it was the best away game of the season?
It was the best performance by Barnet, so yeah.
Yeah, Tyrone Barnett's best ever game for us. Some have said that Charlton game was the best game ever, in fact, Matt. What did you think?
The Charlton game was indeed massive, but for me, my favourite away game of the season was actually Peterborough.
Peterborough was even better, actually. I forgot about Peterborough, Stu. You loved Peterborough as well, didn't you?
Peterborough for me was brilliant because my sister lives in Peterborough, so for me it was able to go up there. But Peterborough was absolutely amazing. I thought we should have won. I think Tom Elliott hit the post twice, including a lob over the keeper, which I thought was brilliant. And I thought we ran that game and we looked very, very dominant against what should be a club in a higher league. So.
I did go to Peterborough last season. This season, sorry, it's not finished already. It has finished. Actually, it has finished now, isn't it? I did go to Peterborough. We just lost to a late winner in the cup, didn't we?
Yeah, but that's not the game we're remembering, are we? There's the
Peterborough, so I still feel. Yeah, I think Curzon Ashton was the best away game.
I agree.
Because you went to it, yeah.
So yeah, best come back. We're in the coldest place on earth as well. Actually, it was freezing that day, wasn't it?
It was very windy. It was very windy here today as well. But final things then. We're soon going to be finding out who the supporters' choice for Player of the Year is. Hannah, who would be your pick?
It would have to be Jake Reeves. I'm always constantly impressed by the amount of effort he puts into the full game. He's played, I think, every game, and I think that he does a good job of bringing the confidence up of some of the other players that are a bit younger as well. So it would have to be Reeves for me.
Matt?
For me, it's always going to be Tom Elliott. If we've seen the last of him and he's off, then good luck to him. But he's been a good servant, and he's been brilliant this season. And I don't know whether it's coinciding with us being safe or him not being in a team is why we can't seem to score a goal. But I don't know. I mean, he's been brilliant. So for me, Tom Elliott.
I think Stu and I are pretty much in agreement that we'll go for Jake Reeves as well, mainly because of his lovely hair. Which other players in the squad do you think could rival Jake for haircut of the season? George Frankham being as a bit of a given, I'd imagine.
Well, George Frankham's top bun would probably be a given, but in my eyes, if you're not a samurai, you can't have a top bun. So Don Polian could probably be in that crew as well. I don't know. A Bully for me. Bully's still got the at the age that Bully is to still have that kind of hair. I mean, for me, he should win that every time.
You in agreement, Hannah?
Meades for beard of the season, probably.
Forgot about beard as well. Yeah, I wish you would notice that.
It's a great beard. I don't understand his hair stuff anyway. I can't put one in a top one. Do you know what I mean? So, but no, I think Jake Reeves, proper nice hair, and 54 games this season.
Yeah, and his hair always looks immaculately in place every single week. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Stu. See you at Charn away next season.
So between you guys, let's do it.
Alright. I just want to clarify, I'm the champ? Wait, no, he's gone.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Right, who's first? Alright, boys, we're looking for teams that have... Sorry, that's true. I'll start again. Boys, we're looking for teams that have City in their name. So last time it was United, this time it's Cities. Non-league teams are allowed. Alright? Meades, you're going first. Stew with the music.
Manchester City.
Coventry City.
Cardiff City.
Norwich City.
Leicester City.
Lincoln City.
Bath City.
I can't think. I just did this for now.
Rock, paper, scissors again.
Make sure it's still online. Make sure it's still online.
Cool. They're still recording. It's fine.
I've got one. I've got a good one. Yeah?
Okay.
Alright, we ready to go?
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors. Then. Start.
Rock, paper, scissors to start. Start. Guys, we're going to look for teams that have played in the Premier League since 1992. Since 1992? Yeah. So in the entire time of the Premier League, including currently.
Okay.
A lot of teams.
I'm going.
Okay. So, Stu, you ready to go?
Cool.
Newcastle.
Chelsea.
Bradford.
Manchester United.
Charlton.
Watford.
Norwich.
Swansea.
Arsenal.
Cardiff.
Sunderland.
Leicester.
Tottenham.
Everton.
Liverpool.
Nottingham Forest.
Middlesbrough.
I want the first one, right?
That's why we're champ, guys, you know. Champ always wins.
We just had 0-0 draw with Oldham to see out the season. Our sixth 0-0 now. Is it 6? No, not 0-0s. 6 games without a goal now in a row.
Yep.
Not the best way to win the season.
No, but it's a great game. It is for a 0-0. I know people say it sometimes. A 0-0 is a really great game, but it's actually loads of chances. I think for the fact that their goalkeeper Ripley, who's on loan from Middlesbrough, I believe, isn't he? Who looks a great prospect. I remember when Button come down to us and stuff. If it wasn't for him today, we could have probably bombed it, like 3 or 4. So it wasn't through lack of effort, but that elusive goal for April just didn't come.
Yeah, it was actually good to see us actually taking the game to a team, really attacking with pace, and we did have so many chances. It was ridiculous. Off the line, off the post, blocks on the line, blocks from our own players, everything but score today. But I guess that's... Do we really expect anything else, really? Our current run of form, I suppose, with Oldham, who don't concede many either, as you say, probably because they're keeper. Absolutely. So, what were my highlights of the season, Stu?
What are your highlights of the season? I don't know, Nick. What are your highlights of the season?
Thank you very much for asking. I'd have to say, probably going to WrestleMania, Stu.
That's not a highlight,
That is a highlight.
What's been your football highlight this year, Nick?
My football highlight of this season was... We all look back at those 3 away games, Charlton, Peterborough and Curzon Ashton. I have to say Curzon Ashton will be a game I will never ever forget. Obviously being at the Milton Keynes, obviously, but the comeback and that whole day, that whole weekend at Curzon Ashton, yeah, I don't think we're going to forget that. It's just a shame what happened in the cup after that, but we'll gloss over that one for now.
Curzon Ashton was a weird one. It was the coldest place on earth, officially. And I actually didn't feel really comfortable walking out after we had just beaten the locals there were so friendly to us, weren't they? And even at the end of it, they were thanking us for turning up, and we just literally got out of jail free. So it was a good coming. It was a proper cup game against a Conference North team. Of course, we did get knocked out in the next round after that, but not bitter about it.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began.
You know we started.
Oh, I'll tell you